Hey everyone, welcome back once again. This is Geezer Tony, and today we're going to talk about ball position. I've been asked a lot in the comments about showing shots face on and ball position and so forth, and I don't do a lot of that in my playing videos because I'm doing it all. I don't have two cameras set up, it's just me. So, I think everybody wants to see where the shot goes more so than ball position. But since I got the request, here we go. So I'm going to go through several clubs, not every single club, but I've got a sand wedge, then a pitching wedge, and there's two clubs in between there, two gap wedges, by the way. Then I'm going to a 7-iron, and then a 4-iron, then a 5-wood, and then finally a driver. So I'm just going to demonstrate, what I do ball position wise, and we're going to talk about it a little bit because with Kirk Junga's setup for impact swing, the way we teach you to make impact, if you do things correctly, you have a space about this long. Kirk says the length of $100 bill that you can place the ball in and still hit it fine anywhere in that space. So that would affect the height of the shot. And also you would experiment and see where in that $100 bill space you make the best impact. For me, it's a little bit forward of what you would think, and that's where I hit my best shot, so that's what I do. Also, I'm not the highest ball hitter you ever saw, so playing it up a little bit helps me get it a little bit higher into the air and still make good solid contact without sacrificing anything. So here we go. We're going to start with the 56-degree sand wedge, and I'm going to start with a simple chip or pitch shot. If you've seen my short game videos, you know that we're going to set up close to the ball with our feet close together. Square, we're not going to set up very open like some instructors want you to do. We're going to set up with everything square to the target, and then we're just going to turn our toes. We're not going to drop our foot back. We're just going to turn our toes to open the hips. And now the ball position looks like it's far, far back in the stance, but it really isn't. It's still in the middle. Okay, and then as we make the swing, we have everything going straight at the target. We don't have your body aligned one way, your club going in another direction. We have everything aligned to make it more simple. So we just go through with our hands ahead and hit this little chip. Now, so for a pitch shot, we're going to set up just a little bit differently because the swing's a little longer. I'm not going to get my feet real close together, nor am I going to turn my toes because this is a longer motion and we need some body movement. So again, I'm going to play it very near the middle. And I would say that you should pretty much almost never play a ball farther back than the middle unless you're trying to hit some purposely very low shot like under a limb or some kind of running, bouncing shot up on the green. But generally, no further back than the middle. We still want hands ahead. In this swing, I don't have my full swing width with my feet, but I still have it farther apart than the chip and still in the middle. So we're going to take a longer swing and move the body. And that's how that works. So what if I needed to hit that shot higher? I could change the ball position. Instead of being here, I could move it just a ball width or so up here and still hit the shot well, and it's going to go higher. I know you didn't see that, but it was a third again higher than the first one. And then beyond that, if we needed even higher, we would have to start manipulating the face. We're not going to get into that today. So now let's move on to the pitching wedge. The rest of these will be full swings. So we have a pitching wedge. In my set, it goes about 140. Yes, it's loft jack, but it gets up in the air. It's fine. I don't really care what the number is on the bottom. But actually, I still have Kirk's clubs right now in my bag, so we're going to use his. not about how far they go today, it's about ball position. So if I'm going to hit a full wedge shot, I'm still very near the middle. I may be a half ball width in front of the middle. So this would be the wedge and the swing. Okay, moving up now to the 7-iron. We're going to play it progressively more toward the front foot as the clubs get longer and the loft gets less. So this one is going to be probably, that's middle, and we're going to go a ball to a ball and a half or thereabouts. And remember, we have a dollar bill size spot there that we can put it in, but it progressively goes up. Same golf swing as the wedge. Wow, another really good one. So now moving up to a 4-iron, and I know most of you don't carry a 4-iron, but let's say it was a hybrid. We can play it even a little more in that direction. And we're going to start talking about now about forward shaft lean in the setup that we teach. The farther we place the ball up in our stance, the less that shaft is going to lean forward, but we still want to have this straight line. We don't want to set up like this with this angle. We want to set up with it straight. So as we move the ball forward, you can see here in the middle it's leaned pretty far forward, and as we move it up, it gets to be less with the same straight line. So I've got a 4-iron here. I don't carry a hybrid, so I'm going to set up to the 4-iron and hit it, and that you see a little bit of difference again. Now we're getting on up there. The middle would be here, and we're about 3 ball widths up, still with that same straight line, same swing as the wedge. Very nice. So on up to a fairway wood now. I hesitate to do a 3-wood because nobody can hit a 3-wood. But a lot of you have 5 and 7 woods, and maybe even a 9-wood, who knows. But we're going to play that one very similar to the 4-iron. So again, we're going to set up with that same straight arm. Now we're getting that's probably 3.5 ball widths up, getting close to driver area. All swings the same, straight line, same golf swing, stay still and move the body. Very nice. Now when we get to the driver, we're playing the ball the farthest up of any club. And we can do that because it's sitting on a tee. We do want to hit the ball on the upswing, but we don't want to swing up to hit the ball. We just want it to be in the past the middle of our arc, past the bottom of our arc. So it will be going up, but you're not trying to make it go up. In light of that, for me, I play the ball up pretty far because, as I said, for a couple of reasons. As I said, I'm not the highest ball hitter you ever saw anyway, so I play it up maybe a half ball or a full ball more left or more toward the target than most, just because I hit it well from there. And first time I played golf with Kirk, I noticed that we were hitting our irons a very similar distance, but he was out driving me by 30, 35 yards. So I said, Kirk, what's the deal here? Why is that happening? He said, you need high launch, low spin. He said, take some loft off your driver and hit it higher. And I thought, how do you do that? He said, play it, take loft off your driver and play it farther up so you hit it on the upswing. It goes higher and with less spin. So I tried that and immediately started hitting the ball noticeably farther. So that's how I do it now. That was a lesson I picked up 7, 8 years ago from him. So I have a Ping G400 driver, 10.5 set on 9. And I'm going to put the ball well up here near my toe. So the middle is here. And I'm going to put the ball up here and that's where I hit it from normally. Really good. Wow. So those are your standard ball positions. I'm going to go back to, let's say, the 7-iron, or maybe the pitching wedge. We'll come back now to the pitching wedge, and I'm going to kind of give you an example of different ball positions for the same club. So I could put this one in the previous wedge shot. I played it maybe a half ball forward, half ball to a ball forward of middle. Here I'm going to put it a half ball back of middle and hit this shot. And what that should do is make it go lower. Yeah. And then without moving, I'm going to play this one, what was probably about 3 to 4 ball widths further forward, and I still should hit it well. It just should go high. Oh yeah, really high. I guess what I'm trying to explain to you is that with setup for impact, we learn to make good impact, and when we do, we can vary that ball position. It doesn't have to be perfect every time, or it doesn't have to be in the same exact spot every time. Same with how far do we stand from the ball. Now I'm going to move the camera around, and we'll talk about that, because that's part of ball position too, is how far from the ball do you stand. Okay, so ball position, as far as how far do you stand from it, you have to find your own correct place. I can't tell you. Kirk says if you'll just take a few swings without really thinking about it and hit the ground a few times, you'll make a mark. You'll make a mark here. I don't know if you can see that, and that should be your natural place. I wanted to show by example that, you know, you can. I guess what I'm trying to show you is that even that doesn't have to be perfect. There is an optimal place for everyone, but if you don't get that, if you get that ball a half or a ball width difference, you can still hit a good shot. So I've got 3 balls here, and I'm going to hit these without stepping closer. And as I mentioned, I've got Kirk's iron here, and his irons are, I believe, 4 degrees upright, maybe more. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Mine are standard, but I'm starting to like this. I may have to adjust mine, at least some. So I'm going to stand here very close to this ball. Let's see, this, this, and this. And we're going to hit these 3 shots without me moving my feet, just to see what happens. That was okay. It was just a little bit heavy. I'm not going to move my feet. I'm going to reach out a little bit for this one. That one felt pure and clean. And the last one, I'm going to kind of reach out a little bit, a la Mo Norman, I guess. Three very similar shots. That last one felt a little thin. So between these 3, I would say the middle one would be the optimal one. But you need to practice this on the golf course and find out what's best for you. Same with ball position, you know, standard here, here, or here. Find out which one you make the best impact and go hit the ball the straightest from. I hope that clears up some of the questions you had about ball position in general. It's an individual thing. There's no standard that you have to stand a certain amount of inches from the ball, like some instructors tell you. You need to find your own best place. So that'll be it for the ball position video. And if you have any questions you want to ask me, just put them in the comments down below. I'll be glad to answer them. I try to answer all comments, and as long as the channel is small enough for me to do that, that's what I intend to do. So I hope this video has helped you, and go out and experiment. And for now, I'll just say, this is Geezer Tony, and I'll see you in the next one.